Hi, I'm Chris, welcome back to FRAG-MENTAL, thanks for joining me. We've had so many Elixir fragrances released lately. There's a bit of a trend going on. I don't think that trend is going to end anytime soon, but are any of them truly worthy of the name Elixir? I've got the latest Elixir release. This is Unicorn Elixir from Aaron Terence Hughes. I'm going to unbox this and smell it and find out if it's the only Elixir that truly earns its name, and also find out if it's worth £350. So when we're talking about Elixir fragrances, I know a lot of releases now have the name Elixir on, and it's a little bit confusing for people. Some people think it references the concentration, like EDP, EDT. They think perhaps it's a higher form of concentration. It is not. It does not designate a perfume concentration. It is just a marketing name, certainly for all these designer brands that are using it. When I did a little bit of research into the word elixir, it was quite difficult to find any definitive information, because at some point in history, the term elixir, which didn't have anything to do with perfume, was suddenly applied to a perfume. And even though even back then it was a marketing term, it usually referred to a fragrance that was a high concentration, that would come in a small vial, that would be thicker, that wouldn't have any alcohol in it. It wouldn't be a spray, it would be some sort of oil. None of the recent Elixir fragrances, including Dior Sauvage Elixir, which is arguably the fragrance which started off this most recent trend for elixirs. But Unicorn Elixir from Aaron Terence Hughes is not a spray. There is no alcohol in this. This is pure perfume oil. This is as concentrated and as strong as it gets. So is this going to be the first Elixir fragrance that I've smelled that is truly worthy of the name? Let's get this unboxed and find out exactly what we're dealing with. I'm just looking at the ingredients here, and one of them is benzyl alcohol. I did just say that these oils don't have alcohol in. Evidently it does. Whether it's the same sort of alcohol we find in spray fragrances, I'm not quite sure. There is a little bit of alcohol in here. It might be doing a different sort of job. It might be in a really low amount. Not too sure about that, but this is definitely an oil. So this is just a cardboard outer box. We have a beautiful, from what I've seen on the pictures, coffret on the inside. Look at that. Wow. This is next level presentation. This is the best box that any of Aaron's fragrances come in, because this is the first one that is just an oil and not a spray. That is beautiful. Even got a little lock on there. I don't know if we get a key on the inside to lock the box. Let's find out. There is a little key to lock the box. Should we see if the key works? It works. No one is stealing my Unicorn Elixir. Full transparency, I do have to say, Aaron sent me this fragrance. He didn't tell me he was going to send it. He's not asked me to make a video about it. It was a real surprise when it came in the mail, especially with it being the cost that it is. This is £350 for a 10ml vial. I was blown away when this arrived, and I'm really looking forward to smell it. So let's unlock my box. Here is the bottle in its coffret. Beautiful stuff. Look at that juice inside. Look at the colour of that. There's a good weight to the bottle. This is heavy, chunky glass, and it is a screw cap because we have the applicator stick attached to the cap, as you often get with these sorts of oils. I'm going to apply a little bit of this to my pulse points. This is already smelling lovely. Very rosy, I believe 35% rose absolute. Now on Aaron's website, he says once you've applied this, you can just do a little swipe with your finger just to ensure that it just gets a little bit of spread. Oh, this definitely smells really high quality. The overall smell that I'm picking up at the moment is definitely the rose, but it is a beautiful, really rich, dense type of rose smell. It doesn't smell too pinky or feminine at all. This is proper rose. This is hardcore rose, so a man or a woman could easily wear this type of rose fragrance. And with that being a 35% absolute, it's no surprise that I'm picking up a lot of rose. But there's other things there. There's some sweetness, there's a little bit of creaminess, there's some vanilla. It's quite fruity, really deep and rich and dense. I'm just going to hop onto Aaron's website and read out the notes in here for you. So we've got that 35% rose absolute, vanilla absolute, there's amber, raspberry, 5% unicorn oud, sandalwood, patchouli, gaiac wood and ambergris. Apparently this unicorn oud, which is an oud that Aaron developed, took 5 years to create. So it's been quite a long time in the making. So just sitting here, not smelling my wrists or anything, I'm getting a lovely smell surrounding me. I feel like this is projecting pretty nicely considering it's an oil. I feel like people around me are definitely gonna smell this. Is this the only true elixir fragrance? If you think about how the term elixir was originally applied to fragrances, to high concentrated perfume oils in very small amounts, very small bottles, yes, I would say that this is it. This is what I would expect an elixir fragrance to smell like. This is the closest to it. Here are some of the most recent elixir releases. I have said in a previous video that the one that I think has come closest to being an elixir is Dior Sauvage Elixir, the one that started off this most current trend. I know there were elixir fragrances that existed before this, but I feel like it's this one that has started this current trend. But even this one is not really a true elixir. I mean, it's an intoxicating fragrance, it's robust. I guess it does come in a slightly smaller bottle, but it is just a spray. La Malle Elixir, I think, is a fantastic fragrance. Is it really an elixir? No, that's just a marketing term. Despite it being a really nice fragrance, they could have called it anything and it would still have smelt the same and been a nice fragrance. Out of all these fragrances, and there are some really good fragrances here that have the name elixir, but don't think that refers to the concentration, as I've already mentioned. The one that stands out to me is Elixir from Centauri Parfums, Pete from the Fragrance View channel. Even though this one isn't in an oil concentration, it is strong. It smells like there's a high concentration of oils in here, and let's face it, look at this bottle. If ever an elixir was going to come in an appropriate bottle, it is this one. This comes a really close second to really earning its name, but I've got to say, because it's a smaller 10ml amount and it comes in this oil, I think Unicorn Elixir is a fragrance that earns its name as an elixir the most. Is it the most mind-blowing elixir fragrance to be released? This is just a first impression, so I'm going to go away for 24 hours and cut the video and then come back and report back. So I'm going to give this a good full wearing and then come back with my final thoughts. All right, I'm back. I've actually gone longer than 24 hours. This is pretty much 2 days later from when I recorded the first part of this video. And this fragrance is a beast. It lasts. It projects really well, better than I thought it would. I've thoroughly enjoyed wearing it. If I was going to give you a bit of an idea of how this smells, you want to think along the lines of Aaron Terence Hughes' Onyx. It doesn't smell exactly like that, but it's got that rose oud combo. It obviously uses a similar oud to what Aaron uses in his other fragrances, which is a lovely, rounded, rich, dense, very deep, slightly fruity type of oud. No animalics here to my nose at all, so very wearable. Onyx gives me a bit of a noir de noir, Turkish delight, that rose chocolate vibe, the deep woods with the oud. A remarkable fragrance. Onyx is one of my favorites. So this is along those lines, but not exactly the same. It's a bit more intense, it's a bit deeper, it's longer lasting. This has got insane longevity. This is an elixir. This is a true elixir because it just goes on and on. I'm trying to be as honest as I can here, but Aaron is my friend. Maybe there's some unconscious bias going on. So you need to know that when I'm talking about this fragrance. You need to know that I do have connections with Aaron. So please bear that in mind. And as you should do with all reviews, take things with a pinch of salt and make up your own mind about fragrances. You have to judge them on your own terms because everyone likes fragrances for different reasons. Right, so this is £350. Is it worth it? This is quite a complex question to answer because it depends what value you put into that fragrance. Some people will think that this is a steal at £350. Some people will think it is a ridiculous proposition to pay £350 for 10ml. But just to give you a little bit of perspective on this and how you have to value the fragrance, and that's how you determine whether you think it's worth the price you've paid. I've got Reflection Man 45 here. This retails at £390. I bought this myself. This was not sent to me by Amouage. I would buy this again. The value, the enjoyment, the pleasure that I've got, and I've got to say, many other people who've smelled this on me, that has been worth the money. And I'm running low on this. You can see how much I've worn this. This is the fastest I've burned through a fragrance since I owned La Malle back in the day. I've pretty much just showered in this stuff. Absolutely love it. Would definitely buy another bottle. £390. Some people would say it is ridiculous. It depends on you. It depends on what you can afford. I think, to me, this is worth the money that I paid for it, but many people wouldn't. I think the quality that we have with Unicorn Elixir is worth the money. I've smelled some perfume oils that are thousands of pounds, way more expensive than this. No matter how much I enjoyed those fragrances, that's too much for me. That's out of my price range. I'm not rich. That is, you're into the realms of the super rich to spend 3, 5, 9, 10,000 pounds on 10 mil of an oil, no matter how rare it is. It's just a simple matter of affording it, and I cannot afford that. I can, however, though, afford £350. I think this is as high quality as anything I've ever smelled. I don't know how you can get higher quality. It smells pure, it smells smooth, really well blended. This is really good stuff from Aaron. There's not many available on his website. When I looked, I think he only had 3. Whether he can make up some more if he sells those 3, I don't know. Many people probably won't buy this, but were interested to know what it smells like. So there we go. There are my views on Unicorn Elixir. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Let's just end this video with the views of 2 people who I highly respect when it comes to perfume reviewing, talking about fragrances and really dissecting them. Sound test.
Rhubarb, rhubarb, rhubarb.
Sound test.
Rhubarb, rhubarb, rhubarb.
Rhubarb. Okay, we're good to go. I've just been accused that this isn't a very professional production because they're filming in the PJs. I think they're good PJs.
Yeah, I think they're cool.
Yeah, me too. And I'm sure many people out there will do as well. It's actually the middle of the day at the weekend. These 2 just like to rock the PJs, don't you?
That's not true. No. It's nearly 8:30.
Yes, it's nearly 9 o'clock. It's past your bedtime. So they should be in bed. They're doing me a solid, helping me out.
I said, why shouldn't we do it tomorrow? But you said that we should do it now.
Anyway, we're talking about this fragrance. You've both worn this today, and I've been wearing this today as well. It's called Unicorn Elixir. Do you want to just smell this off the stick? Let me know quick thoughts, because the last video we did, everyone really enjoyed getting your opinions on this fragrance. Put your hand out. Let's just put it a little bit on the top of your hand, just so you can have one more little smell. What does it make you think of?
Fancy.
Fancy?
Thing. Like tea parties, fancy tea parties. Yeah. And like fruit on a barbecue.
Fruit on a barbecue?
Because it's smoky, but it's sweet.
I mean, they're just killing it again with these fragrance reviews, I think. I didn't expect them to say that, but that was great. Fruity barbecue, posh tea party.
Posh tea party.
Yeah. So it's got a lot of rose in this. Do you get rose? Does it make you think of rose flowers when you smell it? It doesn't.
Not really, but I can smell. Now that you've said that, I can kind of smell like pollen.
So it's not a really rosy fragrance. You wouldn't say it's quite a girly fragrance. You think this smells okay on me wearing it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah? All right. So you'd said posh tea party. When would you wear this, Evie?
I would wear it at a tea party.
Oh, a tea party as well, right.
Is it posh? Yes. Or chaotic? Posh. Okay.
All right. I think it could be posh and chaotic.
Yeah, that's the best type of tea party.
I'm with you. Posh, chaotic tea parties.
Yeah.
Let us know in the comments if that's the kind of tea party you like. When did you last go to a tea party?
Like nursery? Yeah.
Nursery.
Nursery. It was fun. Yeah.
Yeah? Right, great. Well, there we go. If you've got any tea parties to go to, that is the verdict on Unicorn Elixir. This costs £350. If you could sort of say save up your pocket money for 10 years, would you spend it on this?
Really spend money on fragrances.
You don't really have to, do you? Let's be honest.
You'd probably just pass it down to me, and I don't really like spending my money.
She's a saver.
If I was like you, I'd probably do that.
Right, if you were like me, you think you would spend it, but being 9 and being 11, you think probably wouldn't save 10 years worth of pocket money to buy it. That's fair, I get that. Okay, right, that's it. Thanks for your opinions. Thanks for just hopping on for a quick end to this video. And you 2 have smelled great today, can I just say? What about me? Have I smelled great today?
Definitely yes. You always smell great and never have a bad head. Yeah.
All right, I do have bad hair days, but I just don't show it on camera. Right, that's it. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, if you liked Lily and Evie's review on this one, give us a like. subscribe if you haven't already. And all that's left for us to say as professionals is...
Keep smelling good.
Rhubarb.
Rhubarb, rhubarb.
Rhubarb, 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 rhubarb.
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 Rhubarb, 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 rhubarb.
Rhubarb, rhubarb, rhubarb.
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 Rhubarb.